You're never going to attract it if you don't like it. If you think it's evil, you're certainly not going to make much of it. There's actually studies showing something called economic interconnectedness, which basically shows that, say you have a poor neighborhood to the left and a poor neighborhood to the right, same socioeconomic status, so they both make around the same amount of money. If this neighborhood just has a few rich people in it, even though on average the neighborhoods are the same, and people in the poor neighborhood interact with rich people a little bit more on the left than they do on the right, if you go 30 years down the line, the kids that just had a few more interactions with rich people are going to be richer on average by 35% than the people in the same neighborhood to the right, except with less economic interconnectedness. And so what that tells me is, as often as possible, you want to be around people who are richer than you. Sounds obvious, kind of, but I don't think it's that obvious. You don't have to live next to them. You don't have to have their money. You just want to be around them because it is contagious in some ways. Ideas are contagious. And this ability to see into the future, I think, is contagious. You know, if you think about it like you're driving in a car, the faster the car is going, the farther the headlights have to be able to peer into the future. Otherwise, you're going to blow off a cliff. And so I think when people are moving really fast, they have a lot of money and they have big risk to the things they do, their headlights are just a little bit farther than the rest of us. And so I got really lucky because I chose finance. Finance is full of people who are obsessed with money. I think there's a lot of, ethical issues in that industry, but all around me were rich people.
When a lot of people think about money and they hear conversations about wealth, I think some people kind of cringe because they think of money as being quite an ugly thing. And some people think it's quite an evil thing. The desire to accumulate more of it, they see as being, I don't know, selfish or manipulative or I don't know. So how do you square that for those people?
First of all, I would just say, you're never going to attract it if you don't like it. If you think it's evil, you're certainly not going to make much of it. And that sounds touchy-feely, and I'm from Austin, and I kind of like crystals, so maybe that is a little touchy-feely, but it's the truth of the matter. It's just like women these days who say, all men are bad, I can't find a man, I don't like men anywhere. Do you think you're going to find one that way? If you say things like that, are you going to be in partnership? Of course not. You're going to repel them because you don't even like them. It's the same thing with money. It's very common sense when you think about it. And so I always like to think about money as it's that tool in your toolbox. It's like, do I want somebody else to have the chainsaw or do I want it? Well, I'd rather have it because I think I'm a good person and I think that I could help more people with it. And so people really need to lose the emotional attachment to money, especially if it's negative. I think there's a lot bigger issue with too many people thinking money is bad than too many people thinking money is good. And that's weird if you think about it, because the opposite is usually what we're told, right?